Okay. Black Forest, well, Bronze Age. Weapon tier list. First up, Spear, C tier. Oh man, what a fall from grace. Flint Spear was so good in the meadows and early burial chambers with that niche versus the ghosts. It destroyed Atgear, destroyed deer from range, necks, you name it. Great versus your first trolls. And the Bronze Spear, ooh, it's just outclassed. Outclassed by other things except for the throw. But we're getting to the point in the Black Forests where you start to throw it, you might be a little high up, close to mountains. You know, Black Forests really far out there can order plains. Start to diving into the swamp post Elder. Swamp is always bordered by ocean, or at least on the coast. It's not good if you miss that toss and that spear really goes. It's gonna be a really rough time getting that back. Just gonna waste time off your rested buff. Overall, other things outclass it. I've tested that many times. Bronze Spear is just not worth it at this point. Bronze Knife, or Copper Knife, rather. B tier. Now it's not bad, it's still wicked fast, just like the old flint knife. It's got no movement speed reduction, so you can just run with the knife out and absolutely demolish Grey Dwarves. Does very well versus trolls, especially sneaking up on them with that beautiful middle mouse ×6 backstab modifier. Pretty damn strong in that instance. I do recommend making one just for that. Otherwise, other weapons do outclass it in the damage sort of things. Using this as a main weapon, not the best of ideas unless you are going to be a scout. And because it has this scout and big backstab potential, especially with investing later down the line for knives, say a compromise, put it in B tier, as well as the Bronze Axe, which is also not bad because you're going to be in your very first swamp runs going up against, say, of course, your very first abominations, and hey, it's not bad, right? It is outclassed versus abominations, but this weapon for axe mains, it'll get the job done. It'll get the job done versus your Grey Dwarves, versus Grey Dwarf nests, which take more damage versus piercing, or not resistant to piercing. It has a diagonal hitbox swing, so it'll be very good versus leeches in the early swamps, collecting your blood bags. It's not too fast, but it can get the job done, can get your levels up. Put that in B tier, right below the knife. Now we start to get to the heavy hitters. Bronze Sword. This is exactly what outclasses the axe versus abominations and Grey Dwarf nests. This thing is absolutely a beast, the best reliable DPS at the moment in the Black Forests for Bronze Age. This thing paired with a bronze buckler is vicious, and you pretty much want anybody in multiplayer, if they're going to be a DPS guy, to have sword in this instance. Oh man, Bronze Sword is crazy, especially spaced out with that charged middle mouse poke. Not pierce damage, slash damage still. So it will struggle versus trolls, but still, versus everything else, Grey Dwarf brutes, shamans, you're gonna be getting some 1-2 combos, 1-2-3 combos, demolishing everything with speed, as the knockback is not as large as our next weapon, Bronze Mace. Now, The knockback on the bronze mace, not that strong, right? It's big knockback, okay? Which means it doesn't combo like the bronze sword does. But why do I place it above the bronze sword? Well, for one, the bronze mace's knockback is really good versus the elder. So if you're playing relatively experienced, maybe you go into a swamp run early, snipe some raids, get some chains, get your bronze weapons maxed out with the forge bellows, and then you're going to go use the or instead of the forged bellows with raids, what you could do is go in at night with your poison res, go up against some oozers and smack them, which they are weak to blunt, with the bronze mace, and then they have a 50% chance of dropping iron. And you only need 2 iron to make stone cutter, which you can make the grinding wheel, and then boom, you have a additional level for your forge, and you can max out all your bronze weapons. Killing A-bombs with the axe or sword will net you root armor, which is just better than troll armor, just straight up at this point. The big defenses plus strong weapons. Maybe you get yourself some health and stamina potions. You go up against the Elder, you're going to smack him into his own altar fire. And that's going to set him alight with crazy DPS. And it's only possible because of that juicy mace knockback. Now what's also really good is that, of course, in your early swamp runs, you're going to be going against blobs. That Mace Middle Mouse is really good against leeches. It's really good against like anything with a really good height difference, so you can pair it up with the Bronze Buckler, even parry a Wraith if you get unfortunate in the swamp at night early, and you can Middle Mouse some Wraiths. It's much better to take them out in other ways, but it's there. Like I mentioned, just super good at taking out leeches, collecting blood bags. It'll get the job done in melee versus Draugr, Grey Dwarfs, what have you. And overall, it's extremely solid, especially considering that there are nuisance skeletons in the burial chambers, in the swamps. It's really good to just get them out of the way. You kill them in one hit with a great with a great bronze mace, provided you have decent club levels. Just bonk, bonk, they're gone. Bonk, they're gone. Just get them out of there because there could be more pressing matters at hand. Let's say Draugr Elite, Star Draugr Archer, what have you. Next up on the list, Bronze Atgear. Whoa, whoa, whoa! These weapons, this weapon category, the Atgears. Oh my! Insane weapon. The control that you have is obscene. Decimates trolls, wraiths, Draugr Elite, Starred Draugr. You can poke some leeches if you have decent height level, level height to them. You can do early mountain runs with frost res as soon as you get your blood bags in the swamp. You go make your frost res. Bring Atgear up into the mountains. Smash and grab a ruined building for some onion seeds, and book it out of there. But if some wolves come up against you, know that you're safe. You have the beautiful zoning poke of the Bronze Atgear, and it will take care of wolves for you. It'll take care of the forests moving for you. It'll take care of Grey Dwarfs around the any Grey Dwarf nest for you. It'll take care of your swamp spawners for you. If there are enemies around abominations when you're with a friends focused on the abomination, you can take out the enemies for them. When the Elder spawns his roots, you're trying to melee him, keep him into the fire. The Atgear Middle Mouse is ready for you. Just sweep all the roots around you, just one hit kill them. Versus trolls, incredible. Stagger lock, click and hold, middle mouse, follow up. The rest is dunzo. We're talking like hundreds of damage stacked up onto each other. This is a great weapon. pretty dang easy to get used to as well. It's got pretty low stamina cost and that juicy range, plus only 5% movement speed reduction. This thing is a beast, and it's the easiest swap from two-handed weapons like Fine Wood Bow, which is the best bronze tier weapon. Well, even though it's not made out of bronze, this thing destroys trolls from range, destroys Draugr from range, destroys Grey Dwarfs from range, destroys Shamans, Brutes, Draugr Elite from range. Absolutely, with that sneak modifier from range, demolishing enemies can destroy the Elder from range, provided you got your stacks of fire arrows. The thing is a beast, and it's also covered by the bronze Atgear because switching from one to the other is so easy. You don't need the full effectiveness of shield plus weapon like some of the others do, like a lot of the one-handers do. No, you have this reliable proactive option in the Atgear right there. So as soon as enemies get close to you, now you have this zoning tool that you can immediately swap to and take shit out, provided things even slip past your ranged snipes. So, with that all being said, now thank you for watching. Let me know if I'd missed anything, and I'll see you guys some other time. Bye-bye.